All right, let's get right into it. We are not just talking about some car today. No, no. We are talking about the end of an entire era. The 2015 to 2023 Dodge Charger, it isn't just America's last V8 sedan. It is the final, roaring, tire-shredding chapter of a story that is all about pure, unfiltered American muscle. And now that the V8 is gone forever, every single one of these you see on the used market is now officially a piece of history. And that's the whole point, right? This car has a serious legacy from the absolute classics in the 60s all the way to these final last call editions that are pumping out over 800 horsepower. So if you're thinking about buying one, you're not just getting a big car. You're buying a monument to the V8. The question is it a monument that's going to stand the test of time or one that's going to crumble into a pile of expensive repair bills? So here's how we're going to tackle this. We are climbing the power ladder. We'll start with the sensible, practical V6. Then we'll jump up to the iconic Hemi RT. We'll hit that absolute sweet spot with the Scat Pack. And then we'll finish with the legend itself, the Hellcat. By the end, you'll know exactly which one is the right one to buy. Okay, first up, we have the logical choice, the SXT and the GT models. These both come with a 3.6-liter Pentastar V6. Let's just say this is the Charger you buy with your head, maybe not so much with your heart. And look, 300 horsepower for a base engine, that's a really solid number. This Pentastar V6 is literally everywhere. You'll find it in Wranglers, Grand Cherokees, Ram trucks. They've made millions of them, so it's a known quantity. It definitely has enough juice to get this big car moving without ever feeling slow. So the most important thing here is reliability. Now, the early versions of this engine had this nasty rocker arm tick from bearing failures, but by the time 2015 rolled around, that was pretty much sorted out. It's dependable, it gets decent gas mileage, and it won't kill your wallet to maintain. But let's be totally honest with each other. Nobody is hanging a poster of a V6 Charger on their bedroom wall. It's a fine sedan, but it's missing the soul, the entire reason this car exists. Okay, now we're getting to the real deal, the 5.7-liter Hemi V8. This is the real entry ticket to the Charger experience. This is where you get the sound, the character, and that ground-shaking rumble that just defines this car. And that jump up to 370 horsepower is a big one. You can feel it. This is where you get that classic V8 push that pins you to your seat, where the car starts to feel properly muscular. It sounds fantastic, it's a great highway cruiser, but, and this is a huge but coming up. And here it is, the ticking time bomb of the 5.7 Hemi. It's called the Multi-Displacement System, or MDS, and its job is to shut down 4 of the 8 cylinders when you're just cruising to save a little bit of fuel. The problem? The special listers that make this whole system work are a huge, notorious failure point. They can collapse, which causes this loud ticking sound that eventually, well, it destroys your camshaft. And that is the number that should really get your attention. A full repair, which means replacing all the lifters, the camshaft, and sometimes just deleting the MDS system altogether, can run you anywhere from $2,500 to $4,000. So if you're shopping for an RT, you absolutely have to listen for that tick. And honestly, you should probably just budget for this repair down the line anyway. Okay, enough doom and gloom. Now we're talking. Let's get to the undisputed hero of the lineup, the Scat Pack, with its glorious 6.4-liter, 392 cubic inch Hemi. This is without a doubt the sweet spot, and you could argue it's the best performance sedan value in all of America. Just look at that number, 485 naturally aspirated horsepower. That's right, that's all motor. No superchargers, no turbos, just pure big block American V8 power. Now, the 6.4 does have MDS, but the lifter failure rate is reportedly way, way lower than on the 5.7. But more importantly, the sound this thing makes. It's just incredible. It's deep, it's angry, and it is absolutely addictive. So how does it stack up against the competition? Well, we've talked about the Mustang GT, and in a straight line, the performance is pretty similar, but the character, totally different. The Mustang is like a lighter, more agile sports car, almost a scalpel. The Charger is a 4-door sledgehammer. It's got more presence, more space, and it fully leans into its identity as a true muscle car, not some track toy. And now we have arrived at the top of the mountain, the Hellcat. This thing isn't just a car, it's a statement. It's 700-plus horsepower of pure, unfiltered, glorious American insanity, all wrapped up in a 4-door sedan body. And the power just kept climbing. I mean, it started at an already completely absurd 707 horsepower, then it jumped to 717 in the Red Eye, then 797 in the Jailbreak, and it ended with the final last call editions making a mind-bending 807 horsepower. Just think about that for a second. A practical, 5-seat family car with more horsepower than most supercars. The whine from that supercharger alone is just iconic. And this is where the value proposition gets just wild. You put it up against a contemporary BMW M5. An amazing car, by the way, but the Hellcat just embarrasses it on horsepower. And yeah, a Hellcat drivetrain repair can be expensive if you abuse it, but a common M5 issue, like replacing the turbos because of wastegate rattle, can easily set you back $4,000. The Hellcat gives you hypercar performance for a fraction of the price. But that kind of insane performance comes at a very steep price. Insurance can be astronomical, especially if you're a younger driver. You will be buying new rear tires every 10,000 miles, assuming you have any fun at all. And yes, if you are constantly using launch control on sticky tires, you can absolutely break the rear differential. It's a legend for sure, but it demands respect and a very, very healthy budget. It's the official car of every 21-year-old with a 29% EPR loan living near a military base. So let's step back from the engines for a second. What's common across the entire Charger lineup? Well, there are a few key things, both good and bad, that every single potential owner really needs to know about. Let's start with the absolute best part, the transmission. The ZF 8-speed automatic is, to put it simply, one of the best automatic transmissions ever made. It's quick, it's smooth, it's smart, and it is incredibly reliable. I mean, this is the same basic transmission you'll find in BMWs, Aston Martins, and Rolls-Royces. It's a massive win for this car. On the other hand, at the end of the day, it's still a Chrysler product, so you can expect a few gremlins. The Uconnect infotainment system is famous for freezing up, or having the screen delaminate, which causes these annoying ghost touches. Alternators and wheel bearings can wear out a bit early, especially with how heavy this car is. They're not deal breakers, but, random electrical quirks are just part of the ownership experience. So, after climbing this entire ladder, from the sensible V6 all the way to the completely insane Hellcat, where do we land? It's time to give the final verdict, engine by engine. Okay, here's the final breakdown. The V6 is a maybe. It's a perfectly fine, reliable, big sedan, but it completely misses the point of what a Charger is. Next up, the 5.7-liter Hemi RT is a conditional buy. It's a fantastic cruiser, it's got that classic V8 sound, but you should only buy it if you go in with your eyes wide open about that potential pricey MDS lifter failure. Now, the 6.4-liter Scat Pack, that's a strong buy. This is the one. It is the perfect blend of power, sound, and value, the quintessential modern muscle car. And finally, the Hellcat is a conditional buy. It's an undisputed legend, it is a guaranteed future classic, but it's only for those who can truly afford the monumental running costs. And that leaves us with this one last thought. The Charger, as we know it, is going electric. The era of the Hemi V8 is officially over. And while the new electric models are, without a doubt, going to be faster, it really begs the question, can a muscle car that doesn't shake the ground and roar with combustion, can it ever truly have the same soul? That's something to think about.